Oh no. They're out of wine. And they're going inside. They found a secret passage. Are they looking for a wine cellar to get more wine? Ooh, very mysterious. Is this another mystery game? Alright, found some more wine. Alright, that's an intro. Hey guys, I'm the Comic Foil, and welcome to Over the Alps. I thought there would be a more of a title screen here. This game is called Over the Alps. Yeah, it's kind of weird for them not to show the title on the main menu, because I'm pretty sure that'll quit me right back out. But hey, welcome back to Steamcember. It is day 3, and we're going to start a new game here. Oh, we have multiple different stories. The Case of the Chateau Vercoli. Okay, or King of the Mountain. And then a top secret one? Okay. So, I didn't know this. I think I heard about this game a while ago from 3-minute reviews on the Escapist YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't really remember that review, but I guess it was a good review because it convinced me I wanted to buy this. Mussolini fumes over daring prison escape. 4 prisoners escaped from a detention facility outside of Milan last night. In an incident, the Italian Prime Minister has branded the work of foreign agents. In a statement this morning, Mr. Mussolini vowed that no efforts would be spared to retrieve the prisoners, whom he described as dangerous political insurgents. Alright, okay, so I think the idea of this is that the entire story gets told through you picking stamps with different choices on them. So we're writing to an Aubrey. I've been enjoying the sights and smells of Milan, my friend. Quite a city, no matter what Mussolini's doing to the place. For those of you who don't remember, Mussolini was the fascist leader of Italy up to and throughout World War II. I won't tell you precisely what I got up to. Fascism will never overcome beauty. It will die trying, but Mussolini will wreck it in the end. I'll say I won't tell you precisely what I got up to. Control has enough dirt on me already, I think, but it shouldn't have any of those messy consequences our masters dislike so much. Okay, I got out and I didn't break too many noses on the way. I don't think Milan will remember my face, and would you believe it, I even met a girl. Am I, like, speaking in code, or... Okay, I'm gonna go with I got out and I didn't break too many noses on the way. Okay, I'm a manipulative British agent, apparently. Okay. Riva San Vital in a few hours, Aubrey. We'll keep you posted how I get on. Continue. Or is this, like, kind of more of a, like, choose-your-own adventure kind of thing? The Italian Gambit. I remember being fascinated by this in the review and putting it on my wish list, but... can't remember so much why. Okay, I'm playing this with a controller, but it is screaming to be played with a mouse, so let me make a quick shift here. Oh, now it looks like it doesn't. Okay. Milan prison escape, Mussolini vows response. No, now it's acting weird. Let me go back to the controller. It probably can be controlled by a mouse if you set it up that way in the first place, but... I don't know, now I don't have a cursor anymore. Okay. Okay, mouse it is. And we have a stamp book. Okay. Got a map. I'm, like, worried that I'm not actually, like, controlling this right. Okay, I can kind of drag it around. So, yeah, I think I was in Chiasso, and I'm heading up to Riva San Vitale, or Vitale. I think that's what they said. And, oh, I just paused the game. No, let's resume. Alright, so what am I meant to do here? Okay, we're sending another postcard. Now can I switch back to my controller? There we go. Okay. I think I just like playing with controllers more for the most part. Okay, 49 stops, Aubrey, and they call this an express. Switzerland is full of these electric trains, the young woman in my compartment remarked, as we lurched to a halt once again. Not enough fuel here to run proper trains. No good coal mines, I think. She smiled at me, a prim, unaccustomed smile, like an ill-fitting shoe. That will soon change, she added. I like the mountains as they are, Fraulein. It will just like that, or I ignored the remark and continued to gaze out the window. It will just like that? So, I am fearless, apparently. No, not just like that. Through commitment and hard work, she replied. She stuck out a gloved hand. Fräulein Wolf. Not Swiss. German. Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith, I said as I shook the outstretched hand. Or, oh, that's my choice. Or, I'm not making this up, Aubrey, that was her name. Or, the greatest of pleasures, Fräulein, I've returned. I'll remark on her name being Wolf. I'm not making this up, Aubrey, that was her name. I told her my name was Smith, and left it at that. The train lurched back into motion. For a moment, we were jostled together, 5 empty seats, and she had picked the one beside mine. Out of all the speakeasies in all the world, she came into mine. Or whatever that line is from Casablanca. This is definitely pulling from, like, Casablanca, or, like, the 39 Steps, or, you know, all those different Hitchcock movies. So I can either, where are we headed, Fraulein? I hear the air up there is exhilarating, or Fraulein, please, do try to keep your balance. So I've noticed the, like, what the stamps are tend to have certain feelings with it. Like these are generally, like, funnier ones. This is being more jokey, and this is being polite. And I guess the cat is being kind of catty. Where are you headed, Fraulein? I go where my work takes me, she answered. I am very, how you say, like a dog. Dogged. Appropriate for a wolf. And what is it that you do, or I take it then that you never give up? And what is it that you do? I meet people, I arrange things, she replied casually, then turned to the window with a sigh. I do so love to travel. She turned to examine her reflection in the window glass and adjusted the fall of her hair. A pity. The way those soft blonde waves hid her brow worked fine for me. We either continued to talk, or we passed the rest of the journey in silence, or the Fraulein tried a few more starters, but without success. No, let's continue to talk. So we made a note. Fraulein Wolf is interested in you. Okay. So we continued to talk. It was a pleasant way to spend the time, and there was plenty of time to spend. Before we parted, we agreed to meet again at the bar of the hotel in Riva San Vitale. Perhaps I would be in luck, and Fraulein Wolf would prove to be my contact. Interesting. Okay. And I'm getting achievements for it. You've got mail. Okay. We're in Riva San Vitale. So, yeah, it seems it's a story told through postcards that you control through what you write on the postcards. I stay at the hotel. Aubrey, I saw the Fraulein again. My dear Fraulein, I began, but before I get to that, let me tell you about my contact, and I tell you, German girls drink like weeds. Yeah, let me get to my contact. Typical sort, Control would send. Still, as a Still as a poker, jumpy as a frog, in the middle of the hotel bar. Drink in hand, but not drinking, sticking out like a sore thumb. Exchanging code words wasn't necessary, but there was the Fraulein too, perched on a stool with a large glass of grappa, looking straight at my contact. Oh no. Perhaps you know the man Fraulein, or I avoided approaching him as long as I could, or look at that chump Fraulein. I'll say, perhaps you know that man, Fraulein? You are now powerful. I am. Okay, I guess I got powerful. Why, Mr. Smith, are you jealous? She replied with a smile. Why don't we call him over? She waved her glove, and the man almost skipped towards us, grateful as a child. There you are, he enthused, speaking only to me, as though the Fraulein wasn't there, like a perfect idiot. Italian accent. You're the agent, yes? We will go tonight, from the bay, after dark. Oh yeah, this guy sucks. He might have just given me away to this girl. He hurried away. Fraulein Wolf raised a delicious eyebrow. Agent? So I can either say I'm a travel agent, or I raised a finger to my lips, or tell no one. I'll raise a finger to my lips. We got like a green thing going here with the green stamps. The Fraulein giggled. Let me buy you a drink, Herr Smith, she smiled. It is not dark yet. Yeah, she might be another spy. Let's keep an eye on her. Feeling like she's a rival spy. Oh, we have two different choices of path we can do here. I will take the northern path, though. Okay, so the choice we have here is I liked Wolf, but I didn't trust her, so I intercepted the Italian and changed the plan. It looks like I had a choice to change it there. Okay, Aubrey, do you remember back in Piccadilly when we had that little contest to see who could collect the most vehicles in the space of an afternoon? You won, of course, but I placed a healthy second, or I forget who won. It was probably a tie. It may have been a drunken prank, but I consider it some of our finest work. I'll be humble. You won, of course, but I placed a healthy second. Anyway, it turns out that in a pinch, you only need to steal one. Though doing it with an anxious Italian man in tow is a pretty thing. I feared discovery and barked at him to be quiet. Get in and stop complaining or I'll leave you behind. I've done this hundreds of times, nothing to worry about. I'll try and reassure him, yeah. Hundreds? The man seemed to have some sort of conscientious objection to borrowing cars. Honestly, Aubrey, where does Control find these people? I shot him a look. The man bit his lip and fell silent. A moment more and I had tricked the engine. We roared away into the night, but I think someone saw us leave. Okay. And we're at Melitta Crossing. Hitler reaffirms promise not to invade Switzerland. In a meeting between Swiss and German officials last night in Berlin, the German Chancellor reaffirmed his country's commitment to respecting Switzerland's neutrality in the event of war. This should calm fears in the chocolate-loving nation, which is rumored to have significantly bolstered its Alpine military defense system in recent months. Okay. Yeah, get a little idea of like what's going on in the rest of the world. We're in pre-war, right? I should have looked at what the date was. Can I still do that? I want to read the newspaper. Excuse me, may I read the newspaper? Whatever. Okay. We'll stay at this hotel for the night. Okay, so this is like a story generator, kind of. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I don't know how much power this will have as a Let's Play, but I guess that's you guys to decide whether or not this is interesting. All of which puts us here, Aubrey, old chum, the imaginatively named Hotel Alpine. The Italian and I sat together at the breakfast table like a perfect couple of chumps. He had his napkin tucked into his collar. Are you ready to tell me where we're going yet? Or I'm ditching you here, you understand? Or I don't even know your name. This guy seems like he's gonna get me into trouble. He seems like a really bad... Yeah, I'm ditching you here, you understand. The Italian trusts you. I dabbed the corner of my mouth with a napkin. Control would have to lump it. You're too slow, I explained. The oaf reached across the table and took my hand in his. Please, he said. It is my daughter. She has been taken. We must rescue her. Go on. He took his hand back, thank God, and patted his chest. I am Primo Vercoli, at your service. Smith. Okay, so our character's name is Smith. Oh, or no, I can say Smith, which might just be a fake name. Not your real name, of course, or, frankly, I don't care what your name is. I'll say, not your real name, of course. See, I am Vercoli. It is written on my passport. You want I show you? I shook my head. We go to the train station in Lagano, he continued. We go to the train station in Lugano, then in Bellinzona, 2-3 hours. Then we rescue my daughter. They have her in the castle there. We leant back, evidently pleased with his... Oh, he leaned back, evidently pleased with his plan. And now how is your smoked fish? May I try? Yeah, so he's not a very good spy. I was kind of trying to ditch him there, but I guess I can't. Yeah, I get that. Should we look at the map? Okay, so we made it all the way up to there, and now I guess we need to choose a course. I mean, this path looks shorter, but the easiest road isn't always the best. We continued on the stolen car. No, we ditched the stolen car and walked to Lagano. Yes, we're gonna walk it. Because already we've, like, made too much of a show of ourselves. Alright, Lagano. We followed the lakeside road to Lagano, a 2-hour walk that took 3 hours because Vercoli kept stopping to dab his forehead with a handkerchief. But we reached the town in one piece, and with no one on our tail that I could see. So our choices are, then we stroll towards the station, just a couple of tourists taking the mountain air. My idea was to slip into the station very quietly over a fence, or I plan to hide in plain sight. Yeah, let's plan to hide in plain sight. I would board the train with the swagger of a millionaire. Would the ladies care to choose which mountain I might buy? Champagne for everyone aboard the express. Alright, and here we are. Let's continue. The train was ready. We were just about to climb aboard when... There you are, hun. Woman's voice. Loud, shrill, and familiar. I whirled around. I ignored it, hoping to deflect attention. I gasped and pointed at a short man a few paces down the platform. Gonna try ignoring it. No one here knew me, after all. I was worth no one's time. But I was, it seemed, worth a slap in the face. It was the Fraulein, but she wasn't smiling now. Speaking of dogs, Fraulein, you seem to be dogging my heels. My darling, but this isn't what you think, or hello, Fraulein, and goodbye. Speaking of dogs, Fraulein, you seem to be dogging my heels. As well I might. She slapped me with the other hand across the other cheek. It rather seemed she was playing a scene, but for whom? She turned to address the audience that was beginning to form around us on the concourse. This is the man who stole Herr Dr. Schweiger's car from the Hotel Melinda. Oh no. Whose car? Perhaps Primo would vouch for me, or to the crowd. It's perfectly alright, this is my wife. Um, oh boy. Uh, yeah, I turned to the crowd. It's perfectly alright, this is my wife. I might as well have given them opera glasses. This was better than a matinee at the cinema. The audience was hooked. Yes, that's him, the man who was there in Melinda. It was a second voice, Austrian. This must be the doctor then. The train behind me was gathering steam. It would be departing soon. I heard the clatter of a police car's bell approaching. I called for Coley to get away, or I turned and ran for the train, or this is not the end, Fraulein, I declared. You have been caught by I've been caught by police. I've been caught by police? Oh no. Oh, she replied more quietly with a not-so-innocent smile. I do hope not. As the police dragged me away, I caught a final glimpse of Herr Schweiger. He was helping the Fraulein up into his car, and no doubt destined for a better time than I. Oh no. Oh no, I'm going to the... I think I'm going to jail. Well, I only have one path now, it seems. Taken by the police. This is 2 out of 3 games now that have, like, forced me to try and do accents. I'm not an accent guy. Okay, perhaps the Swiss police are the most insane, or perhaps it's control. I had thought the police would take me to Bellinzona, throw me in the same cell as Vercoli's daughter, and save me a lot of bother. I worked on the officer in the back of the van with me, or I worked on the handcuffs as best I could, or I was biding my time. Let's bide our time. There is always a perfect moment to strike, and only a luckless fool strikes too soon. I had it all worked out, but when the van doors opened, I saw we were not in the lion's den, but rather in some microscopic, unheard-of little town. Alright, we're in Rivera. There's a picture of a crossbow. Is that a crossbow or is it a parasol? Could really be either. I was dragged inside a beer house. The smell, sausages, and stale beer. From the shadows at the back, a cigarette flared. This isn't a police station. Where am I? May I have one of those as well? Or you going to remove these handcuffs? Yeah, may I have one of those as well? I have a question for you, English. A man's voice, deep, resonant. French, perhaps? What exactly have you been playing at? I don't answer questions from people I can't see. I am English, and I demand your telephone. And I demand you telephone the British Embassy, or Control sent you. Yeah, I don't answer questions from people I can't see. The man paused to draw on his cigarette. Ironic, no? He smiled as he saw the realization dawning on my face. He was one of us. I'd like to understand what you were thinking back in Lagano, making such a spectacle of yourself. It was the German woman. I was heading to Bellinzona with my contact, or I was handling it. I'll say I was heading to Bellinzona with my contact. Oh no, I just told him Bellinzona, though. That I might have just given him information I shouldn't have given him if he's not really on my side. Your contact? You're sure about that? A flick of the cigarette, a little scatter of ash, a moment for me to consider. Vercoli, I began. He was my contact, wasn't he? Or I'll leave you to your cigarette. Yeah, I don't want to give him extra information. The police now have your description. Yeah. Take yourself off the board entirely. The cigarette moved to indicate a small door at the rear. We'll be in touch, once control has worked out what good you can do out here. There was no time for more questions. I was hustled away through an empty kitchen, then out the back of the beer house. Alright. So I got 2 choices again now. I walked away from the town, or I stole the policeman's bicycle. I'm not going to steal his bicycle. Though I guess if I walk, I'm gonna be easier to catch. No, I'm gonna walk it. Last time I stole a vehicle, it didn't work out so well for me. I imagine the police might start looking for me in Bella Zona, so I hiked up the nearest mountain and decided to lie low on high. Two things were now clear. I mulled them over as I walked. One, Vercoli had not been my contact as far as control was concerned. I had reached Riva, then gone completely rogue in the company of an unknown Italian, eating kippers and stealing cars. Two, wherever my actual contact had got to, he wasn't coming back. I had only myself to blame. It was Control's fault, of course, or I'll be leaving this Vercoli business out of my report, that's for certain. I'm gonna blame Control. I'm now a romantic. Why am I a romantic now? Wait, why did that make me romantic? Okay. Why did that make me a romantic? I'm so confused. This is the weirdest, like, telltale, everyone will remember this prompt. Picture me, Aubrey. Log fire, warm brandy. I found an empty cabin up here, marvelously well stocked. You'll think me a lucky devil, but these are the Swiss Alps. The locals are too savvy to be caught short if they're snowed in. And I needed the brandy. I was mixed up in something, and it was rattling around inside my head like loose change. I knew I wouldn't be able to leave it alone. A man could shoot himself quite happily out here, or I imagined confronting Vercoli. Yeah, I imagined confronting Vercoli. Was that story about his daughter even true? And was he really as hopeless as he seemed? There was more to this business than I was letting on. Then an interruption. There was a knock on the door. Who found me up here? Wolf, did you find me up here? How could you have found me up here? Damn her eyes, Aubrey. I stayed silent. Maybe she'd go away. Sometimes I wish I carried a gun, or I opened the door. There was no point in hiding. Yeah. The night was cold, but she wasn't wearing a coat. Well, aren't you going to ask me in? Oh boy. This just got... I am a romantic, apparently. Would that be wise? Would it matter? Or no? I'll say, would it matter? Don't be a beast, she looked hurt. We're on the same side, after all. I was not having that. We certainly are not. I haven't the slightest clue what you're talking about. I don't have the slightest clue. I'll explain inside. She barged in past me. If this went on any longer, she'd be helping herself to the brandy I'd found. I had to come. I believe I owe you an apology, Mr. Smith. Only one. I was listening. Does one apologize to one's enemies, Fraulein? Or, yeah, only one? She ignored me and continued. I got you into the most awful lot of trouble, didn't I? This Vercoli business, my contact, or not as much trouble as I'd like to be in. Oh yeah, that's the... That's the eyebrows. My contact. Fräulein Wolf is losing patience with you. Okay. Ah, yes, the little man. There was a splash, of course, but after that he went down quietly. I shot him through my hat, as I recall, she sighed. I rather liked that hat. A very stylish little beret. Oh, no. I've a mind to strangle you with my bare hands. I'm sure your masters in Berlin will buy you another. Or get out of my cabin. Yeah, all of these are kind of aggressive, so I'm sure your masters in Berlin will buy you another. She was trying to rattle me. She crossed her legs. Tried again. Vercoli thinks you're quite marvelous. He asked me to pass on his thanks to the Fuhrer for sending you. She hit her mark this time. I tell you, Aubrey, it took all my strength not to react. The Fräulein had played me. Yeah, clearly. He told me to pass on his thanks to the Fuhrer for sending you. The Fuhrer? What? She'd had Vercoli believe I was a German agent sent to rescue his daughter, presumably as part of some kind of phony deal she'd made with him. You took advantage of Vercoli. I should kill you where you stand, or this is all part of the game for you, I suppose. Yeah, I'll keep being evasive. I feel like it's the best way to try and figure out. We all play games. She took a step closer to me. Her smell was one of French perfume and motor oil. You might not like it, but we do want the same thing. She was serious now. You want the girl freed, and so do I. So that much was clear. Vercoli's daughter was somehow crucial. Vercoli deserves to know the truth about who I am. I don't care about Vercoli or his daughter. You expect me to form an alliance with you? Yeah, I don't know if Vercoli... I don't know how much Vercoli deserves. He just kind of seems like an idiot. You expect me to form an alliance with you? Trying to rattle me again, Aubrey. Oh, wait, I skipped something. Of course, but you didn't think I came here for something else, did you? Trying to rattle me again, Aubrey. It almost worked this time. She giggled like a schoolgirl, one of those fearsome ones that carries a hockey stick. I propose a solemn pact, Smith. An alliance to be broken the instant one of us double-crosses the other. It will be fun, don't you agree? Sounds detestable. Sorry, I'm trying to... Moving the cursor in this game's a little weird. Sounds detestable, as fun as a toothache, or if we play you'll lose, Fraulein. Say as fun as a toothache. The wolf paced away across the room and curled herself up on the rug before the fire, slipped off her shoes. Now don't be a bore. Pour me a drink and we'll discuss how we're going to spring the Vercoli girl from her castle. Damn her eyes, Aubrey. Alright, I guess that's that. Alright, and I guess we're gonna do more discussion here, but that's time there. That's our half-hour time, so how will this end? Who is the Fraulein? Who is Vercoli? Who's Vercoli's daughter? I don't know. It's one of multiple stories in this that looks like they can go a whole bunch of different ways. If you want to see me fiddle around with stamps more, this game is Over the Alps, and whatever videos in Steamcember get the most views, the most likes, and the most comments asking to see more will be the Steamcember winners. So if this were to be one of the winners, I would do a full Let's Play of it, and maybe I would make completely different choices. I don't know. I wonder if it's even worth... It feels like cheating, though, if I were to do this again with, like, different knowledge. Though I wonder if the whole story changes. Like, maybe she's not, like, a double agent if you don't do certain choices. You know, maybe the story rewrites itself around your choices. I don't know. Yeah, vote for this one if you want to see more. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be kind of bored by this one. But we'll see. I'm the Comic Foil, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new game.